So today I was in the middle of making a preparation guide for Phase 2, but in the middle of it I thought to myself, what's the point? Seasonal Discovery is literally the most casual friendly version of WoW we have ever seen. You really don't need to spend hours upon hours preparing for the next round of content. Look, some people play WoW hardcore, some people play it casually, and I think both approaches to the game should be understood and respected. But the most important thing is that you should play the game however the you want to play it. Not the way your favourite streamer does, who by the way has the luxury to play the game over 100 hours a week. So most guides out there are recommending you to spend hours of playtime preparing quests, grinding rep, farming lot boxes for high level greens, but I'm gonna say, f all of that. When you log into SOD, the first thing you should be thinking is, what should I do today to have fun in the game? This is the way SOD has been designed. You don't have to quit your job, trade in your wife for camels and take your children to an orphanage to play the game. You have plenty of time to catch up with other players. If you want to go fishing for 10 hours straight to farm high level greens, then by all means crack on. But you shouldn't feel obligated to do sweaty try hard things just because me and other YouTubers make guides about stuff like that. We are making guides for players who prefer to try hard the game. We're not making the guides with a philosophy that everyone should do what we are saying in the video. So let me give you a very different Phase 2 preparation guide. You see, the best way to be prepared for Phase 2 is to be unprepared. Now before you think I've been smoking too much long bottom leaf, hear me out. The whole point of Seasonal Discovery is, well, clues in the name, discovery. When Phase 2 launches, there will be an abundance of new runes to discover in the world. The hype of this discovery phase is the most fun period of the game. Instead of focusing on optimizing my leveling speed, I'm going to be focusing on discovering and investigating new things in the open world that I don't quite understand, because being the first to discover and obtain a new rune is a very unique and fun experience. So I ask you this, why would you prepare 20 quests to turn in and get to level 40 by grinding dungeons as fast as possible? How are you going to discover anything by grinding Scarlet Monastery over and over? I mean, there will probably be some runes of the dungeons, but the majority will be in the open world. In my humble opinion, I don't think the leveling journey should or needs to be rushed. And anyway, turning in quests now to make gold is probably going to give you the least amount of headache in the long run, because farming gold for your mount is very important. One prep tip I would actually recommend, as it is fun to do and it doesn't take very long, is to farm your race's faction rep to honoured and get PvP rank 3, as this reduces the cost of your mount at level 40, and you will farm some gold in the process, which is always useful. Obviously when the server launches, the server will be pretty overpopulated, but it won't be anywhere near as bad as the launch. You will very likely still be able to quest, and my advice would be to simply not play the launch, and wait until the day after, and ideally not play during peak times if you can avoid it. Because you really shouldn't worry about falling behind. Remember, we're only going up to level 40, it's 15 levels, it won't take long. Don't be taking time off work and sacrificing your personal life to play the game. It's really not worth it. Save your holiday days for actual holidays, festivals, events, especially beer festivals obviously, because there is more to life than playing a 20-year-old video game. But if you have some time to play the launch, then yes, it will likely be smarter to do dungeons for the first few hours to avoid frustration. Now the leveling itself should be enjoyed, not rushed. You can rush later when you level up alts. Personally, when I'm leveling in vanilla, I focus more on having fun than optimizing my XP per hour. To be honest, I kind of fluctuate between a power leveling and a chilled leveling mood, but both are fun. Usually I will choose to do long quest chains for the fun of doing them and to get their rewards. I also love doing all the work that is required to prepare quests for dungeons, because you cannot beat the dopamine rush of hitting a full stack of dungeon quests. When you get all of those turned in, it's a juicy amount of XP. Also, getting quests for dungeons provides some story background to the dungeon, and you usually find out facts about the dungeon that you didn't know. If you're like me and hate reading quest text, then the add-on voiceover is a godsend, as it reads out quest texts as you accept them. This way you actually get a basic understanding of why you are in the dungeon or whatever zone you are questing in. With Phase 2, the new World PvP event will release in Stranglethorn Vale. We still don't know what it's going to look like, But even without the event, skirmishes and STV are always good fun on a PvP server. I'll probably spend a lot of time not focusing on leveling, but instead focusing on world PvP and doing multiple dungeon runs to get the best gear that I can get to outmatch other players in the open world. Which is, admittedly, easy for me to say because it's way more fun doing this on a warlock. But honestly, some of my most fun memories of playing vanilla have been all-out raid wars in STV and Ashenvale. It's really important to not burn out when you're playing the game or get upset about falling behind, which is why I usually don't even watch WoW streamers on launches, because you will always feel that sense of FOMO, and also when they start talking about newly discovered runes, it kind of ruins the point of Season of Discovery. My advice, honestly, as a content creator myself, will be to totally avoid WoW streamers on Twitch and watching guides on YouTube. Personally, I won't be making many sword videos anyway, as I want to continue my Cataclysm series and some other passion projects, so yeah, you can still watch my videos, don't worry. So the main message of this video is, you should only do preparation for Phase 2 if you find it fun, because it's really not needed. It takes around 2 hours to get to level 27. Yes, if you prepare 20 quests, you can get there in about 30 minutes, but think of the gold you will lose by not turning them in now. It's probably in the ballpark of 40 gold. And think about how long it takes to farm 40 gold. So are you really saving that much time? Is it really worth getting to level 40 1 hour before everyone else for the cost of 40 gold? I know there's going to be some absolute melt in the comment section saying that, well, you made a quest stack prep guide. Well, yeah, I made that for people who do want to rush. I didn't make that guide for everyone. You don't have to follow that guide if you don't want to. Personally, all I'm doing to prepare is the following. I'll get some flight paths. I've already grinded rank 3 in my faction rep to reduce the cost of my mount. I'm going to get a chrono boon at launch with a world buff so I can actually get 4 hours of the world buff. I might farm some Warsong Gulch rep to get the epics level 40, but to be honest, I bet it's not worth it because something will drop from the new Nomagon raid that will match the spell power of that rest gear, and I might prepare some consumes for world PvP and STV, and that's about it. I'm just going to jump into the game and enjoy myself like a normal person, and I would recommend that you do the same, but at the end of the day, you can do whatever the f*** you want to do. My name is MetaGoblin, until my next video, ciao.